Hi, it's Jo, and today I wanted to have a conversation with you about tuning in to the whispers. So, a conversation I have with a lot of my clients, but also other people out there in the world, is that people really want to trust themselves more. They want to tune in to their intuition or even work out what their intuition is and what that even means to them. And also like to connect to that inner knowingness, that one when you're listening to it, you're not second guessing yourself so much. Yeah. I mean, this impacts so many people across the board. And, like, how's that resonating for you? Look, a while ago, I remember I had one of those days where I was rushing about, had heaps of stuff on, and I was running from one task to the other. And I dropped into the computer shop to drop my laptop off. Give me a moment. It's very emotional. I don't like to be too far from my laptop. And as I was running back to the car and just about to jump in the car, I was thinking to myself, like mentally going through my checklist of all of the things that I had to do. And I thought to myself, great, I've got 10 minutes in the car now. I'm going to listen to an audio. And just as I sort of formulated that idea, I heard this little thing in the background, this little whisper, which was, no, don't listen to an audio. Like, stop filling all the space. And I thought to myself, okay, hang on, what's this about? So I jumped in the car, put everything down, took a breath, and thought I was going to tune in for a moment to find out what's going on with this. And I'll tell you, it didn't take me long to work out that I was actually feeling like there hadn't been much space lately, and all of the space was filled. We're just, at the moment, we're actually coming out of isolation. And, there's been a lot of people around, like at my house, all day, every day. Haven't been able to do the things I normally do to create space for myself necessarily. So, of course, also like some massive conversations happening at the moment that are like in the world globally that are sort of taking up a bit of space. So, there's not a lot of space for listening to what, to those whispers and to what's going on. So, took a couple of moments, and it really only took a couple of moments to recognize what was going on, and also that I did need to create a little bit more space for myself. So I spent 10 minutes in the car without an audio. Woohoo! Like absolute rocket science. It's hardly a huge thing, but I tell you what, that was exactly what I needed. And even more than that is I recognized through having 10 minutes in the car with silence that I needed a little bit more. So I took myself out for a walk to the lakes, which is this beautiful area not far from here, where I can relax in nature. And took myself for a walk about half an hour. And I tell you what was interesting about that walk was I felt these massive, strong emotions. There was the absolute elation for being out in nature, but there was also like quite overwhelming sadness, I guess, about everything that's been going on in the world. And as I was heading back home, I realized that, that's exactly what I needed. I needed that sort of contemplation, and I needed that release. And oh my God, it felt so good. So recognizing that there's so much gold in these whispers when I pay attention to it, I have started to tune into that a lot more. And I tell you, it really helps you with so many things. It helps you recognize what your needs are, and then you have the opportunity to fulfill those so that you don't end up being frustrated and resentful later on down the track. Yeah, it helps you to be able to trust yourself even more, to work out what your needs are, to recognize solutions and find answers to things that have been swirling around in your mind, and of course to create these releases that you need when you need them, when you listen to the whispers. So when we're listening to our whispers, I believe that that's really the first step to being able to trust yourself again, to reconnecting to that inner knowingness that we all know we have, but we quite often don't take time to listen to it. So I've got two things for you today. I've got a question and I've got an action. The question is, would you hear your whisper in whichever way it comes to you? And it's different for everybody probably, but would you hear it when it speaks? Yeah. And the second thing is my action for today is I want you to take a couple of moments over the next couple of days and weeks, and hopefully beyond that, to tune into yourself, to listen up for the whispers, to stop, to breathe, and to hear what the whispers are telling you. Have a fabulous day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.